for all of us here at Sherri. And I know that you have seen the news, and I'm ready to address it. Our show has not been renewed for another season. And I wanna say to y'all, everybody, y'all try not to faint or fall out, because healthcare is expensive and none of us have it anymore. So y'all.
Nobody saw that coming. One minute, Sherri Shepherd is on air smiling like everything's fine. The next minute, the headlines drop and her show is quietly ending. No dramatic farewell tour, no big on-air send-off announcement, just an article. And suddenly, daytime TV feels unstable again. But here's where it gets interesting. The second Sherri's cancellation hit, Wendy Williams' name started trending. Not because she said much, not because she made a press tour, just because people felt it, like something was shifting. And before we get into what that shift could mean, go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you're into real breakdowns of what's happening behind the headlines, not just the surface story.
Those people don't understand when we are in power, the battles we gotta fight that you will never know.
Now, let's talk about what nobody wants to say out loud. Sherri's cancellation doesn't feel random, it feels strategic. The official statement said the show wasn't renewed because of the evolving daytime television landscape. That's corporate language. That's the kind of sentence you use when you don't want to explain the real reason. Because here's the thing, Sherri's ratings weren't collapsing. The show wasn't bleeding money. It wasn't some catastrophic failure. So when something is stable but still gets cut, you have to ask, who benefits from that slot opening up? And that's when Wendy's shadow enters the room. Wendy Williams built her brand on being unpredictable, sharp, messy, hilarious, sometimes controversial, but always watchable. She didn't just host a talk show, she created moments. Viral ones. The purple chair. How you doing? The hot topics that felt like gossip you weren't supposed to hear on television. Daytime executives love that kind of heat because heat equals headlines, and headlines equal ad revenue.
To keep a show on the air, there are things that we have to do that people will tell us, if you want to stay on the air, this is what you got to do. And we got to weigh the options. And sometimes we make bad decisions and we look up and we go, in hindsight, maybe I should not have done it, but I just want to open the door and give a platform to people who look like me.
And when Wendy stepped away due to her health struggles and guardianship situation, the space she left behind never fully closed. Sherri stepped in, but stepping into someone else's legacy is different from owning it, and that's not shade, that's pressure. Sherri's tone was lighter, more inspirational, more faith-based at times, safer. And while positivity sounds great in theory, daytime TV has always quietly rewarded drama over peace. Viewers say they want wholesome, but ratings spike for chaos. That's the uncomfortable truth. And then there was Sherri's emotional moment on air, talking about Tyra Banks and the pressure of doing what you have to do to stay on television. That wasn't just commentary, that felt personal. When she said people don't understand the battles fought behind the scenes to stay on air, it didn't sound like a defense of Tyra. It sounded like someone speaking from experience. Like someone who had been told, if you want to keep this platform, here's what you need to give us. And maybe she didn't want to give it. There are whispers that contract negotiations weren't smooth, that Sherri wanted adjustments, less taping days, more pay, more flexibility to pursue acting. That's not outrageous. That's what power looks like when you believe your show is solid. But networks don't always reward belief. Sometimes they replace it. And here's the part that makes the internet buzz louder. Reports say Wendy could be free from her guardianship situation soon.
Said you're cognitively impaired and you're incapacitated.
Do I seem that way?
No.
You've been calling me 5 times a day for the last 2 weeks. No, you don't seem that way.
How dare, excuse me, who I naturally am is who I naturally am, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
And my niece knows all about that crap. I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Wendy herself has publicly questioned why she remains under control after reportedly passing capacity tests. She has gone on interviews, she has sounded sharp, present, aware, determined. And when the public hears a comeback tone in someone's voice, speculation grows, because redemption arcs sell. And imagine the headline, Wendy Williams returns to reclaim daytime after being pushed out. That's a narrative executives can package. But let's slow down for a second. This isn't a movie script. Wendy's health battles were serious. Her Her lymphedema, her sobriety struggles, her financial restrictions, those were real. And a comeback would require strict structure. There are already rumors about production accommodations, specialized staging, transportation, wellness oversight, contractual protections. If even half of that is true, it suggests discussions are happening somewhere, quietly, strategically. Meanwhile, Sherri's exit felt abrupt, and that abruptness is what makes people uncomfortable, because when Kelly Clarkson's show changes format, she gets to speak. When other hosts step down, they announce it on their terms. But Sherri's news hit like a leak, and that creates a narrative that she didn't control the ending. Fans also haven't forgotten the tension from when Sherri took over Wendy's time slot originally. There were already factions of viewers who felt Wendy's absence created an opportunity that Sherri stepped into quickly. Fair or unfair, perception sticks. And now the optics look like a reversal. Almost poetic. The question is whether this is coincidence or strategy. Daytime television is shrinking, syndicated talk shows are expensive to produce, local stations are cutting costs, streaming is eating attention spans. So if executives believe only a few strong personalities can survive in that space, they will consolidate power around the loudest brand. Wendy is loud. Wendy trends without trying. Even her silence trends. That's currency, but here's the emotional layer people are missing. Sherri didn't just lose a show, she lost stability. Daytime TV is routine, it's daily affirmation, it's structure, and when you fought to earn that platform after years of being a co-host, a guest, a supporting act, losing it hits differently. So when she got emotional talking about the hidden pressures of staying on air, it may not have been about Tyra at all. It may have been about her own negotiations, her own compromises, her own moments of saying yes to things she wasn't fully comfortable with just to keep the lights on. There's a line she said that keeps echoing. Sometimes we make decisions and later think maybe we shouldn't have done that, but we just wanted to open doors. That's layered. That's not surface talk, that's someone reflecting. And when you pair that with a sudden cancellation, it feels like something unresolved happened behind closed doors. So now, we're left with three possibilities. 1. This is purely business and nothing dramatic is happening. 2. Sherri and the distributors clashed on direction and money, and the relationship fractured. 3. Executives are clearing space for a bigger headline return. If Wendy does come back, the comeback won't just be about ratings. It'll be about narrative control. Wendy was once described as unmanageable, controversial, too risky. A structured, health-supported, contractually contained Wendy would be different. Polished but still sharp, controlled but still unpredictable. That balance is what networks would gamble on. But here's the wild card: public sympathy. A few years ago, Wendy's controversies dominated. Today, many viewers see her as someone who went through a harsh public unraveling. Sympathy converts to loyalty, loyalty converts to viewership, and executives watch that math closely. Meanwhile, Sherri's supporters argue that positivity deserves space, that not every show needs mess to succeed. But in the current media climate, safe often equals forgettable, and unforgettable is what keeps advertisers spending. So, is Wendy back? Officially, no. There's no confirmed contract announcement, no press release, no pilot taping, but culturally, her presence never left. And the moment Sherri's exit hit, that presence felt closer, like the door cracked open. And if Wendy walks back through that door, it won't just be a television return, it'll be a power reset. The real tension isn't between Wendy and Sherri personally, it's between two models of daytime: comfort versus confrontation, warmth versus sharpness. And right now, executives seem to believe confrontation still sells. So the question isn't just whether Wendy is back, it's whether daytime TV is ready to gamble on volatility again. Because volatility built empires before. And if there's one thing this industry consistently proves, it's that it will always choose the personality that makes noise over the one that keeps peace. The throne in daytime was never empty. It was just waiting to see who could generate the most gravity. And right now, gravity is pulling toward Wendy. The only thing left is whether she steps into it and whether the industry is prepared for the ripple effect if she does.